Well, hey folks, Real on Super Sharmell, it's Times for Wrestling to Piss Me Off Redux Part 19. Gonna be one of the last ones probably, since I'm starting to run out of topics I've actually written down. So if the comments from 17, on part 17, 18, and this video actually come up with some good ones, I will continue the series. Otherwise, it may go on hiatus until I get even more stuff to do. So I'm going to make sure to keep adding to this list and keep this list and add on another sheet of paper. I actually only have probably about half a page left, so if I keep getting more topics, I will keep doing these videos. Otherwise, it may make a comeback here later in the year or sometime next year. So I do want to thank everybody, and yes, I did say I was going to stop doing these till September, but the current WB product is kind of angering me, so just record these throughout the summer is what I'm going to do, and then upload them periodically. So thank you guys for making this series so successful. It's already at about 2,000 or just over 2,000 views, if I remember the the analytics correctly. So it's already a smashing success compared to the 21 parts I did for the original, which were actually just under 1,300 views now that I think about it. So anyway, let's get cracking on with this. First topic, Muhammad Hassan. Sweet Christ, this was a bad idea. Look, the original idea of it was an Italian playing an Arab American. But him and Sean Daivari being, two guys, especially Daivari being the mouthpiece, but Hassan being, somebody in a post 9/11 world saying, hey, I'm being judged by the color of my skin when I'm actually not a bad guy, and I'm sick of the, racial prejudice and all that. And that was a good way to go with it. And then they made him an evil foreign heel. They made him just a typical evil foreign heel. Like Mania, what was it? I think it was Mania 21. He had that segment with Eugene where he did the whole thing. He did the throat slash as he put him in the camel clutch. Oh, Jesus. Not the best idea in the world, because you still had a lot of sensitivity out there and the world was changing, and it wasn't the best idea. And they had him feud a bit with Hogan, because Hogan came out and, beat him and Daivari up. And then they had that tag match with Hogan, Shawn Michaels against Muhammad Hassan and Daivari. And then Hassan, I believe, was on SmackDown. He was going to get a world title push. He was actually going to beat Batista at SummerSlam. But then, on an episode of SmackDown, you had Hassan, doing the praying thing, which, okay, whatever. I'm not saying that he shouldn't have been allowed to go that far with the gimmick. But then they had a bunch of masked guys choke out Taker with wire. And with wire or rope or something like that. I vaguely remember the segment as far as like those kind of details, but I know they choked out Taker, a bunch of masked guys, with a guy playing an Arab American leading them, and then Taker was like, taken out and all that, and that happened also right around the time that the London bombings happened. And Google that if you don't know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to mention all the specifics here, because it's a terrible tragedy in general. But they did that, and UPN, the network SmackDown was on at the time, said, okay, that's it. I mean, now granted, they shouldn't have done the segment anyway. They shouldn't have done it at all. It was in bad taste in general, but just, it was even worse, because then the London bombings happened, and that was too much. The gimmick was already on the verge of, like, being just too far anyway, because they basically turned it into an evil foreign gimmick instead of going with the original thing of him hating the fact that he faced bigotry for the color of his skin when he actually wasn't a bad guy. And they just turned it a complete 180 into that kind of gimmick, and it was just stupid. It was absolutely stupid. The whole mass, the mass guys beating up Taker and choking him out and trying to basically, kill the guy on TV. That kind of beating probably should have killed somebody. It was just in bad taste. UPN put their foot down, didn't want him on TV anymore. They maybe could have brought him to Raw, but maybe Spike TV in general said, no, we don't want him either. And Spike TV still had, it was TNA at the time. But they maybe didn't want Hassan either. So, yeah, they wrote him off TV, and Taker, beat his ass at, I believe it was the Great American Bash 05, and powerbombed him through the stage. We never saw Hassan again. I guess apparently he made a recent return to an indie show as a wrestler, but he left wrestling for a number of years, like over a decade. I think by the end of 05, because he was going to be in some kind of mask. There was rumors they were going to have him in some kind of mask gimmick, and he was going to come back as, a masked wrestler. Which, okay, maybe that could have worked if you completely retooled his character, but he didn't want to do it. And I don't blame the guy, because they wrote him into a corner. He went out and did what he was told to do. And yeah, he may have had heat backstage because of what he said to Eddie Guerrero about the whole, camel clutch, which is a move Eddie's dad, Gory Guerrero, came up with and popularized. Yeah, Hassan, it was just a bad idea, and especially what they ended up doing with it. It could have worked if they had not gone with the typical foreign heel gimmick. But of course, this is Vince. That's what he did. And the backlash was heavy. And unfortunately, Hassan faced the consequences. And I'm not talking about Consequences Creed, now Xavier Woods. It was just a bad idea. It was just done in bad taste, and it was terrible. It was just fucking terrible. Now we move on to another thing that happened in 05. Late 04, early 05. You had Kurt Angle stalking Sharmell, Booker T's wife. Implied bestiality, sex, and rape threats, essentially, are really all I need to say here. I mean, what the fuck was this shit? Like, this was just in bad taste in general. I mean, now, yes, Sharmell was a pro as far as, like, being in the business and everything, and she understood how things work, but she looked legit scared. I mean, and Kurt really was a little too into the character, in my opinion. I mean, I'm not implying anything happened whatsoever, but this was another storyline that was in such bad taste. Like, what the fuck was this shit? I remember watching it and thinking, did he just go rapist and racist right there? What the fuck was this? I mean, a Booker T Kurt Angle feud could actually work pretty damn well. And they feuded a little bit here and there, and I believe feuded a little bit in Impact also. But it was pretty damn bad. This really, really, really bad. And I remember just watching, just being uncomfortable. Just absolutely uncomfortable. I was going to talk about the Heidenreich Cole Poetry Slam thing, but that was gross, but it was more funny if you watch it in a train wreck fashion. This, however, was not. The whole Kurt Angle, Booker T, Sharmell, bad. It was just bad taste all around. And I mean, I only brought it up because people had suggested I talk about it, but just, it's uncomfortable TV, for lack of a better term. It makes me cringe. Like, this makes me cringe really, really bad. So yeah, if you ever do watch it, I don't remember the exact episodes it happened on. It was in late 04, early 05, I believe. But it was bad. It was really, really bad. And I remember I felt so bad for Sharmell. I felt so bad for Booker. I felt bad for Kurt, because I know Kurt isn't like that. I mean, at least you can tell he's not like that. It's just, it was a storyline that was done in such bad taste that there was no way that it was going to be done in any way other than horrible. And now I'm going to talk about a time where Vince McMahon went way too far. That's a bit of a broad thing. I'm actually going to talk about Vince going too far in two instances. I'm not going to say what he said to Cena while Booker T was right there, and I'm not going to say that word. The N word, in other words. I'm not going to say the full word. Because it's a bad word. Especially for white people to say. Yeah, sorry, got a little serious there. But Vince, talking about his feud with The Undertaker, I think it was 2003. It was just after Survivor. No, it was just before. It was just after No Mercy 03, leading into Survivor Series 03. But Taker challenged Vince to a match, as a Buried Alive match. And Heyman, I believe Heyman was the GM, but Vince talked about what he was going to do, what he was going to do to Taker, and that he was going to. He said he was going to have Undertaker's wife, Sarah, at the time. They've since divorced, and now Taker's married to Michelle McCool, and they seem happy together. But he said he was going to have Undertaker's wife raped by a motorcycle gang. I just want to let that sink in for a second, that is the owner of the company saying that on TV. That kind of stuff. And he thought that was a good idea. There are certain lines you don't cross, and that's one of them. That is one where I'm like, okay, that was uncomfortable. That was shit. That feud didn't need that. There was enough, there was enough tension in the feud anyway where you didn't need to go that far. Because, yeah, you needed to make it seem like, okay, Vince is just this evil guy, which we already fucking knew. Anybody else watch the Austin feud? Anybody else watch anything that Vince did? Oh, yeah, Vince just beat up his daughter 6 days before their wedding, by the way. No, I don't like Stephanie, but she didn't deserve that. I mean, it was a work environment, of course. But it was 6 days before their wedding, and they were going to write Stephanie off TV. So, hey, let's have a father-daughter I quit match. In fact, I may do a 15-year reflection on that sometime in October. May do a 15-year reflection on No Mercy 03. It wasn't a very good show. 03-04 SmackDown was very odd. 05 wasn't much better, unfortunately. But, this whole thing, I'm going to have just what he said he was going to have done to Taker's wife. I'm like, he didn't need to fucking say that. What the fuck was this shit? This was fucking ridiculous. This is the owner of the goddamn company saying this shit. There has been far too much talk about, Vince having implied sexual assault in his storylines for this show. So I'm actually going to move on from this, but that was uncomfortable to say the least. So I'm actually going to finish up with one more topic. So I actually have enough for part 20. So I'll just stick with that because I got a couple more in my head that I'm going to write down. But TNA, I'm going to move on from all that stuff. TNA botching Samoa Joe's world title run. You could argue that Joe shouldn't have lost to Kurt Angle at Genesis 06, but there's two sides of an argument, and I can understand both sides. Kurt shouldn't have lost his first match in TNA, and I mean, he didn't. He beat Joe, but Samoa Joe losing that and then winning, I believe, a Turning Point 06, and then losing a Final Resolution 07. I think that's what they did. I think they did something like that. I understood why they did it because they had a 3-match. They had 3 matches, and then they had another match a little bit later at Hard Justice 07 for all the titles, every single title. And Kurt won them all. Tag World, he's already the world champion, but Tag World, X Division title, and defended all 3 of them at No Surrender 07, which was a very good pay-per-view, by the way, and one that I think you need to go out of your way to watch. It was a very good TNA Impact Wrestling pay-per-view. But so all that's leading up to, they'd already kind of botched Joe a little bit by that point. But okay, he didn't need to be undefeated for like that long. I mean, he was undefeated for nearly 18 months. Close to it. I mean, it was about 17 months, I think. 17 months and change. But then they kind of blew it a little too quickly. I think you should have had grudge match or match of the decade, have it in a DQ, have Joe lose a Turning Point, and then you have something like that because it would have extended the feud a little bit. I get why they went with what they did, but it took a bit of Joe's aura away, and then they had Joe. I don't know. It was a little weird, and then they had Kurt as champion. Shortly, I believe Sting beat him in 2007 Bound for Glory, and then won the title back soon after. And it was champion. And then they built this whole thing up at Lockdown 08, which was a pretty good pay-per-view. And Kurt and Joe tried to work an MMA-style match, and it was actually pretty good. They did a great hype package for it. I believe Dutch Mantel was in charge of it. That's what I believe Jim Cornette said. And there were a couple of others, I'm sure, that had input in it, but it was very, very good. And of course, because the pay-per-view was promoted correctly, along with the main event, it actually did some pretty good business, comparable for what TNA's pay-per-views usually do, because they didn't do very good buy rates for a lot of their pay-per-views. And even if they did, sometimes the production values outweighed the, any profits they could have made off pay-per-view. But anyway, Lockdown 08 was supposed to be Joe's time. And it was a good match. I mean, I've grown to like it a lot more than I did the first time I watched it. It is a good match. Joe did get the victory, and that was very nice. Joe got the victory to finally beat Kurt Angle. That was good. Finally beat Kurt Angle in a big, big, big match. I said big so many damn times there. I don't know what the fuck was wrong with me. Besides a bunch of concussions and the fact that I'm insane. But then you had Joe's title run just go shit. You had that feud with Booker T that never seemed to end. Booker, at one point, it was like a whole big schmoz and goofy finish. And, Booker beat him for the title, but didn't beat him for the title, but took the title. And then they had another match. where Joe got his title back, it was ridiculous. It was stupid. It was absolutely stupid. And then Joe faced, I want to say, there's a couple of things I'm missing because some of that's a little bit fuzzy to me in 2008, even though 2008 was a pretty good year for Impact, TNA Impact. And then you go to the whole thing where he should have probably beaten Sting at Bound for Glory. Like, that would have justified his title run a little bit more, and then he could have lost it a month or two later and it would have been fine. Because Sting at that point didn't need the title. Sting had already won it at 06, 07. If Joe had, gotten the title, it would have been fine. Now, it did lead to the Main Event Mafia, which was one of the few factions that TNA did right until they botched the whole thing up a few months later, because that's what they do. Because Dixie was an idiot. No matter the creative people that they had behind it, Dixie was an idiot. Russo's an even bigger idiot. So, of course, that's a well-known fact. But Joe's TNA title run, he loses a Sting. Nash interferes, costing Joe the match. And then the Main Event Mafia is formed. Okay, but Joe had such a limp 6-month title reign and never got the world title again. He was in that company from June 2005, late May, early June 2005. I think his first match was, I want to say, against Sanjay Dutt at Slammiversary 05. Because it was Sanjay Dutt and then Sabin. And then he started facing opponents like AJ Styles and stuff. A great Unbreakable 3-way with Styles, Joe, and Daniels, by the way. I recommend you guys check that one out. It's on either Samoa Joe's compilation DVD set that they did, Unstoppable, or just get the Unbreakable pay-per-view. The DVD. It was actually pretty good. But anyway, moving on from that, this is actually going to be the last topic I talk about. But Joe's run should have been so much better. I mean, I get it. Not everybody can be on top all the damn time, but you had one of the best submission stars, one of the best wrestlers, and somebody that was hugely athletic. No pun intended. I'm not making a weight joke here. That guy is impressive. Hugely impressive. Great star. Somebody you could have built your company around, and you fucked him over numerous times. Because that's part of the reason why I gave up on TNA and full-time in 2015 and periodically checked in here and there. And yeah, I did review Slammiversary last year because I was like, okay, I'll give it a chance. Like I did with Bound for Glory 2016. And then I gave Slammiversary 2017 a chance. And I'm done. If you guys want to watch Impact, that's fine. I'm not implying that everybody should give up on. I hope the rebranding works. One of the 80,000 rebrandings they've done, I hope it works. But yeah, I just couldn't see the reason why they botched Joe's title run so damn much. It was fucking ludicrous. So that's my opinion. But anyway, that's what I gotta say. It just should have been used. His title run should have been used to help, build some good feuds, elevate guys. Sting didn't need a world title, but it did lead to the Main Event Mafia, so I get why they did it. But all that booking after lockdown up to that point was just such shit. And Joe did not deserve to be booked like shit. So anyway, that's what I gotta say. Agree, disagree with what I said? Like, share, comment, subscribe. Twitter link in the description. It's been Real Honesty with John Mifflin, and I will see you soon.